The LA Times have pointed out, and people that we've talked to also, that Bad Boy Entertainment had actually hired Crips for security work out on the West Coast. Is that true?
We've never hired Crips or any other gang faction to do security for us. What is the misconception is that because we're young and we black, like we're not handling business just like anybody else. We're trying our best to handle business just like any other businessman that's out there in the world. And it would be extremely unintelligent to hire some gangs to do security for you. We have never hired any gangs for security. As a matter of fact, when we were out there, we had off-duty California police officers as security with us that night. That it happened also. And we always have bonded security professionals that are with us.
I mean, I know Compton Police have said that that's what they've heard from gang informants, that there have been.
It's not the truth. I'm here to make sure I tell you the truth.
Is it possible that someone below you could have done this? I mean, maybe.
It's not possible. I have a small boutique label, and I take responsibility for everything that comes from my label. And I know for a fact that this is something that has never happened. And I heard your report about an affidavit from the Compton Police, but I'm just here to say that it's not the truth. No one, and I see everything. I sign off on everything that's done. And I know the security that we hired were bonded security men and also off-duty California police officers, just like, that's the same route Madonna would take, or, anybody that's in entertainment to, Sylvester Stallone would hire bonded security people. And that's what we did.
The problem I find with this story, not to say that you're lying, Diddy. This interview was done like a week after the funeral. Like, it hadn't even been a week after the funeral of Biggie. And my thing is, if you never hired these guys for security, what the hell were they doing there? Were they there to do laundry? They were just passing by, just kicking it? How would you know Keefe D? How would Keefe D be around you to hang out with you, to pop bottles, to hang around? I mean, this isn't just one occasion. This was on many of occasions. So, I mean, I get it. You don't want to tell America that you had, because they probably wasn't on the books for security. But for the American people sitting at home, don't you believe that? What Diddy said is not true. What he's saying is true to a sense that they weren't legally hired to be security. No. So, of course, he can come out and say, we've never hired them to be security. Because why would you? We got legal security there. And you got some guys that are not legal, who are active, who's going to do some things outside the law if people do some things outside the law. They have a relationship with people in the streets and probably could communicate and get situations nullified before they escalate. And that's all you want here, is to nullify a situation before it escalates. Now, for me, I've just been sitting here going through the motions and listening to things develop and realize that this isn't the direction that I wanted to go in. And Sarah, you know? what is usually the norm is not always the norm. So you have to put, your best foot forward and try to change the way you go about doing things. Change your approach. Change the whole arrangement of the process of how you go about obtaining things like wealth and change your way of living. But as for Keefy D, and the man got children out here, who knows what they're into. But he was earning a decent living. He was with his wife in her house, and he had a lot of things going for him at that time. But what transpired during that whole mention was the fact that all of these people that was mentioned and that were brought to the forefront, none of them, and I mean none, had ever expressed any way, shape, or form that Puffy, like Gene Deal, for instance, he knew Keefy D was around. He was security for Puff. Have he ever said those guys wasn't there for like extra security? Now, after the Tupac situation, of course, they kept their distance. But some of them were actually at the event, at that party that night. And so what Kurt Lauder was doing was bringing up the obvious of what he already knew and what he already heard about. It's like, look, dude, I already heard. Y'all got people out there. So if y'all got people out there doing X, Y, and Z with the Crips, Diddy ain't finna sit there and tell y'all, yeah, that's what we did. We hired a bunch of Crips. And, them bloods out there, they kind of don't like us, and some of them blame us for Tupac. So to counteract that, we got some Crips just in case things go left. Now, everybody knew how hectic that situation became. Over time, it got worse and worse. And you might say, well, what does that mean? Like each second since Big lost his life, Diddy got the hell up out of there. He broke out. Junior Mafia stayed. Junior Mafia stayed. But they broke it out. Now, like I try to tell people, you can't expect people to do what you would do in a situation. You only know what you're gonna do. But you can't expect everybody else to move like you move. Now, as for me, I have often been reviewing the situation, like I said, Diddy did not order a hit on Tupac. That's 100% facts. Um, Anything Keefy D saying that's trying to allude to that is a man drawing for straws right now. He's trying to find a life vest. Anything that he can grab on to try to help with a case so that he can get out of jail. He will lie, cheat, and steal to get out of the situation he in. But it ain't gonna help him. His name might be Pitt or Mitch, because he ain't talking his way out of that shit. He going to jail. And that's it. He just trying not to get life. And buddy boy, the time they finna hit you with, it's gonna feel like proper life. Cause you going down. And they won't stop right now. Las Vegas gotta make a splash. They gotta make an example. They want the perp walk. They want it all legit. So the hunt is on. And you are the prey, Keefe. You are the prey. Now, we're going to get even more into this so people can understand what it is that we're talking about here. When we look at a lot of different like angles and aspects of what has happened in life and society, and the tragedy is that the people that got to relive this thing is sad. It really is. That's what's tragic about it to me. What's tragic is that the family have to relive this. So to have them go through this and not get a conviction, come on, it's going down that way. But to sit there and say, "Oh, well, so and so did this, and that's what it is," that's not even the case. It's not even close to being the case. Like this thing is over with. Like they finna try to close the book on it so they can never have to bring it up as unsolved again. They have milked about 65 documentaries, all kind of stuff to come out of this, right? So, what do we know and what do we need to know at this point that we don't already know? We know it all. We know it all at this point. Now, what we need to learn to do is how to apply what we have learned. Diddy will not be needed to testify. He would only be there as a witness. And what would he have been there to witness? He wasn't even in the state. So he won't be called at all. But let me go ahead and address this. It's something here I got to take care of. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Any new developments happen, I'll let you guys know. Don't forget to go on the Patreon this month if you want to get the gift card. We're doing a PS5 giveaway, but it's turned into a gift card, so in case people already have a PS5. So that's for the VIP members only. And I might be doing something other for my other members as well. So this will be a good time to start signing up for Patreon ASAP. I'm out.